everyone, Board Game here, and today we are going to test out Lasting Tales, the demo rules. This is an adventure called Village of the Damned, and I already followed the setup here. We have a 3x3 map here that represents a village, and the map is divided into four quarters. This is the first quarter, as you can see here. This is the instruction. So you can see on the right side here we have the first quarter, second quarter, third, and fourth. And in each quarter we have a centerpiece, a large terrain. Each terrain miniature will have a clue token. So our objective here is to investigate the four clue tokens in order to advance to the next step of the adventure. As you can see at the bottom here, the final clue, when all clue tokens are collected, and then the source of the misfortune is discovered, and we go to the next part, which is the cursed grave. Right? Um, the story here is that we stumbled upon a village that seemed eerily abandoned or deserted, and we have to find out what happened to the townsfolk. We came here expecting a place to rest, but fortunately, we have to investigate. So we are using a barbarian here, a human barbarian, and this one is a half orc ranger, but I don't have a half orc model. I'm going to take you through the map. So we have on the first quarter we have a house here, and near it a Chinese pavilion. This is just a scattered terrain, but the main centerpiece of this quarter is the old spook house. This is just a house, a farmhouse, and this on the second quarter here, there on the upper right, we have a farm or a well that has a haystack. This is considered, I consider this one terrain, so only one clue token represents these three pieces, right? Also, this is an area. I declare this as an area with difficult terrain, so you can take cover in this, and the movement is double, or the movement will be difficult. On this side, we have a grain silo, and we have two more of those area terrain, which is difficult. Then lastly, we have an abbey here that has a clue token, and at the back, just a monolith or statue. Then for the enemies, we have one banshee in reserve and three skeletons in play. By the way, I use a Rangers of Shadowdeep template on Tabletop Simulator just to quick start my game. I just added this river to indicate the 3x3 play area. Then I downloaded some dice from Lord of the Rings or whatever. Then this is just I downloaded a ruler, a dice tower. Then I screenshot the the part of the rulebook that says here the sheet of the character and the skeleton, civilian, banshees, and this is for later apprentice and a necromancer and zombie. Then we have an adventure event table, clues, and traps. So I can just press Alt so it will zoom in. Though it's a little bit harder to read because it's just a screenshot, but I can manage this. So we have also a note here. I guess it's the light. Let me tone down the light. I increase the light because it represents day. This is the night, darkness later on. So for day, I will use this, right? Maybe this one. Yeah, that's fine. So it's midday, cloudy, let's say. For the health, I use red cubes, and for the fate, I use white cubes. Then some notes here for the starting gear, because notes are important in skirmish or RPG game. And that's it. So let's go into the game. So the story says we can't help but feel that we are being watched. So let's spawn our skeleton warriors here. It says to roll a d6. Let me show you the rules. I'm going to be teaching you the rules. I'm just going to play and you can just watch along. So it says here roll 1d6 for each adversary unit that starts the game. As you can see in the upper right here in the map, it shows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That represents the spawn point of the enemies. So I'm going to roll 1d6 for this skeleton. Where will he spawn? Number 1. So number 1 is on the upper left. So he spawns here in the upper left. Let me remove this. Then the next enemy spawns in number 2, and the third enemy will spawn in. Let me get back to you later. This spawns here in number 2. Don't need to be accurate here. And the last one will spawn in number 4, which is on the lower left corner of the map, right here. The facing doesn't matter in this game. A unit has a 360 field view and the range and line of sight. They can draw line of sight from there. Alright, now that we have finished setup, we can proceed with our game. Alright, so the game sequence: initiative, heroes, event, and recovery. So for the initiative, I'm going to roll a 2d6, and whoever scores the highest, that's the first. Since I'm playing solo using 2 characters, I'm going to roll for both of them. So this is for the Barbarian, and this is for the Ranger. So the Barbarian is 6, the Ranger is 4. So the Barbarian goes first, and whoever is first decides the result of certain situation and is the first to activate, right? So that's the initiative phase. Next will be the heroes, and then the event later on, and then the recovery. So heroes is the main game, the heroes phase. So each character will have can do move, action, and what's the other one? Attack. So move, action, and attack. By the way, our ranger, I forgot to do this. He's a pathfinder, so fail treats all wood not difficult terrain as open terrain instead. So in addition, fail may make a free move before the start of round. So he can make a free move, and his move is, as you can see here on the upper right, it's 6. So I can move 6 inches. I'm going to go to this house to be adjacent to that. So I'm going to click my character and put a ruler somewhere like that. I think I need to lessen the size, but so that's 6 inches from the middle of this one. Why is it moving? Right, and then you can just move like that. You cannot move over the 6 inches. You have to be within your movement inches or space. Now, how do I remove this? Right. So now he moved there in starting round, but now I guess I am regretting that I should have moved here because there are 2 enemies here. How about this guy? Once per game, may gain advantage on a single test. It's kind of hard managing 2 heroes. Like in, they have a lot of text to read. So it's better if you're playing solo. It's better to use 1 hero and just gain followers. So we can take our turn. Starting player will be the Barbarian. He will move. His movement is 6 as well. He creeps the Unfallen. He will move towards this farmhouse. 6 inches there. So I'm going to do a run. If you want to run, if you cannot reach your destination or your desired location, you can always do a run. As you can see, when a model moves, it may also spend its action for the round to run. Remember, you can move, attack, and do an action. So our action will be run. So to run, as you can see, you have a speed here. You have a parenthesis of d6. You have to roll d6 in order to add that many inches to your movement. So 6 plus 3 inches. So I can move total of 9. And this is enough already. So yeah, 8 inches to be directly to that location. You don't have to be on the clue token exactly. You just have to be adjacent to to the to, to the terrain, right? So now I am adjacent to that. I cannot investigate it because I already used my action. Interact is another form of action. And the only reason I'm teaching a little bit because I need to know it myself. So I'm reading it. So while I'm reading it, it's better to tell you as well. So you can interact. It's an action. I cannot do that, but that's what you need to do in order to get the clue token. Let me check the adventure clues. You search the village for life, signs of life, and evidence what have befallen the people here. May interact with the scenery piece. And then when you interact with the scenery piece, you have to do a intelligence test, and I'm not sure what's to intelligence or intellect. Then you have to roll on this table, right? So we cannot do anything. That ends the turn for our barbarian. Now this will move our character. I'm sure this is within 6 inches, so he will, oh, he will go adjacent to this terrain, and as an action, actually he will go to this corner. Oh, he will go to this, right? Nah, come on. So while adjacent, I'm going to use my action or attack to see if this is within range. So our range, only engage models made from range attacks, unengaged pala, sorry. So choose one of the models range attacks. If the model has no range weapon, it cannot order. Push a target within range and line of sight. So what is my range? What is my range? Is this range 4? 4 inches only? It can't be. Is it really just 4 inches for a ranger? No, it's just, it says here accuracy with range weapon, so that doesn't represent the range. Alright, so I found out that each weapon will have a short and long range, and it's here. The S is short and L is long. That means my bow's range is between 0 to 18. Right. Long range shots has a disadvantage. Short range oh no, not disadvantage. It has a, the test is more difficult. So if it's within your range, short range, it's gonna be normal. If it is long range, 8 to 18, it's going to be difficult or let me see. That's what I understood here. So targets that lie fully outside of your short range but within the long range are hit with hard difficulty. So normally it's just the standard, which is 10. Hard difficulty is 12. You need to hit 12, and then the simple is just 8. So since this guy, I think he is within long range, 12 inches. So that's long range. That means we can hit him, we can shoot at him. So we will roll 2 attack die, 2d6, and 1 for the critical die. Right, so let's try and roll. Let me zoom out. I just hate this tall dice tower. Right, so let's do an attack without advantage. Wow, what is this? Is this a 1 or a 6? Wait, I thought that's a 1. That's a 6. Anyway, looks bad. If we failed, we rolled a 1 on the critical die. That means it's gonna be a critical fail. So let's see if we succeed with 7. 7, we need, this is long range, so we need 12 here. So 7 plus 4, our range, 7 plus 4 is 11. So we failed, and it's a critical fail. That means we fumble. On a critical failure, you have fumbled. The hero's activation ends immediately. So we didn't we weren't able to investigate the house because of that fumble. Anyway, our turn ends immediately because of that fumble. The turn moves to the enemy phase, which is the event phase. In this phase, adversaries move and fight, and random events are resolved. So check for unexpected events. If we roll a 1 here, that is an unexpected. Oh, it's a 1, so unexpected event. Let's go to the events table. Where is it? This one. Then we have to roll another d6. Oh, that notepad just rolled. So we rolled a 5 on the events table. It says, what's that? The first player may choose one clue token and move it to another scenery piece. That scenery piece may not already contain a clue. We can put this here in the pavilion so that it's easy, right? So we can put it here. That's a good event. That's a scenery piece, by the way. Or is it scattered terrain? I don't know what a scenery piece means. Right, so those are scenery pieces, everything here. So I put it in the pavilion instead of just a tree here somewhere. Alright, go to the event phase, adversary activation. Now it's time. Now it's the turn of the bad guys to fight back. Every adversary in play activates. Follow the simple activation steps below. So these are skeletal warriors, right? Yeah, skeletal warriors. They are not range. They are melee. Their speed is 6. The resistance 0. Armor is 2. 2, 2, 2, 2. Everything strength is 2. So let's try to activate one by one. It's up to the player who goes first. So if the melee is engaged, it's not. So it unengaged, move towards the closest enemy model it can see. So let's start with this one. It can see this guy, so it moves 6 spaces or 6 inches towards him because that's his movement speed. So around somewhere here. So that's his movement, and it cannot um, reach the enemy, so it will run. His run is, where's the speed? A d6. So we're going to roll a d6 here. It's gonna move 4 more inches. Still cannot reach me. Can't touch this. What? How can I remove? Oh wow, nice. I should do that. Right. So it's here. Now that's a really nice feature. I like this ruler. So it still cannot reach me. What happens here now is that if it has a ranged attack, does it have? It does not. It just has a melee attack. That's it. That's his action. Didn't do anything. Let me see. I think there is a follow-up here. No target. If an adversary is unable to follow any of the steps in its activation sequence, it must roll d6. So it followed the movement, but it did not attack. So we will not do that. No target means it cannot see anything, or it didn't move towards a party member, right? So that's the activation. Next, this one will move and attack. That's very simple activation. It will move 6 inches. Of course he will run. Let me see how many movements will be added to his run. So 6 plus 3, that's 9 inches. 9 inches here. It will move exactly there. Nice ruler, love it. So that's it. I didn't do anything. Oh, this one, it can see. Can it see anything? Sorry about the camera, right? Cannot see anything, so that means no target. So it will roll. We will roll a d6 on 1, 2, 3. It will follow. It go towards the objective. Right, 4, 5, 6 goes towards the nearest enemy. So it will go towards this token, the Abbey. So let's go that way and run. What's going on? So we will roll another d6 because it will run for sure. What is that? I cannot see. That's supposed to be 6. Alright, 3. So That's is going to move 9 spaces towards that. That's it. Okay. Uh, that's our turn. That's our event turn. What else? Check spawns. On the first round we will not spawn, so spawning will start in round 2. Round 2 starts now. Though before we do that, we go to recovery phase. This phase is where heroes recover from variety of game effects. So fallen heroes recover, and the round effects, we don't have that. Regenerate power, check victory condition. Alright, we don't have to do anything in recovery phase, so we start the next round. We have a first player marker, sort of. So the next player now, the active player is now the Ranger. I don't know how to mark that. Let's just get something from here. Yeah, maybe this blue. So he's the first player now. Right. The first thing the Ranger is going to do is going to attack this in short range. That's going to be a normal attack. No, never mind. I'm going first, so I'm not engaged. So I can search this location. So as an action, I will do a search. So I will search this. I will do an intellect test. I have +3 on that intellect test. Let's roll. I don't think you have to roll a critical for an intellect test because it's not an attack. So let's see. Let's do this. So it's rolled. Oh, come on, we have 5 on our intellect test plus, wow, +3, that's 8. You know what, I'm going to use my fate token to reroll. So you can use fate tokens to reroll. I'm just going to reroll this one. It's very bad. Let me roll that one and catch it in the air and do it like that. Come on, 4 plus 4, it's 8 plus our intelligence of 3, that's 11. So that is a success. It doesn't say it's hard, the difficulty. So we succeeded that. And once we succeeded our intellect test, we will roll 1d6 for the clue table. And let's find out what clue we got. We got a 5. That means we got survivors. Place D3 civilians in contact with the target scenery piece. Right, we have 3 D3 civilians. Let's see how many we got. So for the D3, we just have to, you know how it is, but it's written here in the rule book in case you need guidance on that one. Occasionally, you will be asked to roll a D3. You just do for 1, 2, you get 1. For 3, 4, you get 2. So you basically divide it and round up. Right, let's go. So 5, 6, we have 3 civilians on the board that will spawn here, and this ranger will get that token. That's 1 out of 4 tokens. Civilians, how do we do that? I downloaded a civilian object here. We have 1. What else? We have 2. I just downloaded this from any uh, RPG template on Tabletop Simulator. So we have 3 of these civilians I found hiding in this house. So what are civilians? Look at that. So civilians, if we are within 6 ranges of them, we can tell them to move, or we can decide the direction of their movement. But if we are not within 6 inches of them, of their range, they are going to panic and run as far away as they can from the nearest enemy. So that's the purpose of civilians. And if a civilian dies, we add a zombie in the reserve. I don't know the benefit of civilians though. In this quest, in this adventure. Let me see. Here, are treated as friendly models. At the end of each event, each unengaged civilian will move. A civilian will always attempt to move. This is what I told you earlier. So there's no really benefit on civilian aside from you not letting them die. So you protect the civilians of this village. So we found three of them. So I think this is bad. Three is bad. Okay, so that is the action of our ranger. I'm gonna guess maybe I can ask them to move. Can I? Let me see. Can I spend an action to command someone? What are the other actions I can do? I know you can do more than attack. You can taunt. There's a list of it. Here. Aid. I think it's the aid. Aid. Oh, friend, remove, replace. No, that's just aiding it. Taunt, search, swap, interact. Okay, no, we cannot ask them. We cannot control them. We can only, when they move, we can guide them or instruct them where to go or which direction they should move to. Right? So, I'm going to. Damn, we have two enemies here. I'm going to shoot this guy. I already used my action. I haven't used my attack and move. So I'm going to attack this skeleton using my range. So this is short range, so I only need 10 for this to succeed. And I get that critical. Let's go. Oh, that's a critical. I hope it's a success. So this is 6 by the way. I thought it's a 1 before. So it's a success, or is it? Let me see. 8 plus range of 4, that's 12. So this is a critical success, and as a critical success means I roll another d6 to add to the damage. But let me show it to you because I need to see it too. Attack. There we go. Roll the damage listed for the attack. So we succeeded. That's the first one. And if it's a critical success, add d6 to the damage roll. So let's see, our damage is d6. So I'm going to roll 2 d6 for the damage. Let me see this. Damn, that's good. So we did 8 total damage to the skeleton. And how many health does it have, or resistance? It has 0 resistance and the health is 3 and it is dead. Woohoo, that's a good shot. So this skeleton will now go into the reserve. Okay. So I'm going to move, but still within 6 inches of these civilians. So I'm going here. I'm sure that's 6 inches, right? I mean, come on. Yeah, it's 5 inches. So it's within 6 inches. I can still command them. I'm going here. Hey, what? What's going on there? Now, that is my turn for the ranger. That's the ranger's turn. Oh wait, I should have. I'm sure. Yep, this is already adjacent to that, so I can interact with this later on. Right now, for the barbarian. The barbarian uses an action to investigate this, but the intellect is going to be challenging. It's +2. So I'm going to roll 2 dice for an intellect check. Oops, oh no, it's a 9. 9, 10, 11. That's a success. So it's a success. Let's roll 1d6 for the clue table. Come on, not civilians. 3. What is 3? 3. The dead return. Place a zombie in contact with the hero. Oh no. A zombie. We don't have a miniature, but let's find one here. Zombie. Say this one. This will do. It's too big, so I'm going to resize it into 28mm. I guess that's about the same scale. There we go. So we have a zombie, but let me get that token. We succeeded. I'm going to get that clue token here. Let me put it here. Yeah. And we found a zombie there. Oh no. So we still have our attack, so we don't have a problem with this. we can do a normal attack. I'm going to roll on this table instead of the dice tower. Right, so I'm going to do normal attack, a melee attack. Is this two-handed? By the way, it's ancestral weapon, so I gain 1 bonus damage using that. We're not using the rage yet and the adaptability. Once per game, so I'm not going to use that now. So I'm going to use, I'm using 2 weapons here. I'm just going to use 1 hand weapon, but I think I can dual wield. Let me see. This one, dual wield. Model with 1 hand weapon. Action. I already used an action, so I cannot use a dual wield. But I'm going to use my first hand weapon, which is the ancestral weapon, and see what happens. Okay, that's a bad roll, but anyway, it's a good result. So we have 7. It's not a critical, it's not a failure. 7 plus 4, that's 11. And the difficulty depends on the target's melee attack. So we are fighting. So the melee attack is 2 and mine is 4. That means it's doubled. Whenever your attack value or melee value is double than the defender, your roll will be simple. So if mine is 4, right, and his is 2, my roll will be simple, and that means it's going to be, I only need 8. This one, 8 plus to roll, right? So no match. I will do damage, and in this damage I will add, wait, what's the damage? 1d6, right? Should be, yeah, 1d6. I will add my strength and plus 1 bonus damage. Ooh, the 3 fell. I'm not wrong. Ooh, 1? What? So I do 1 damage. Let me see the strength bonus. So my strength is what's my strength? My strength is 4. So that means I add plus 1 to that. So that's 2 damage. And additional 1 bonus damage from my ancestral weapon. And I think we killed. Yeah, because. Oh, wait, an armor? Let me see. Oh, armor bonus. There's this thing called armor bonus. Armor bonus. We didn't do that in the previous attack, but our damage is above 10, so that should kill that skeleton. For this one, armor. If the model is wearing armor, it will gain an armor bonus. This value represents the pool of dice which are rolled each time the model suffers damage. Oh, alright. So you have to roll, and for each success, you add 1 to the resistance. So if he rolls 5, 6, so the skeleton warrior has a 2 armor, so we have to roll 2 dice, and if it shows a 5 or 6, it adds 1 to its resistance. Come on, be kind. Oh, it's a 6. So it adds 1 to the resistance, so we only do 2 damage instead of 3. And to mark that, I need this one. Oh my goodness. We are not attacking a skeletal warrior, we are attacking a zombie. Oh, my bad, my bad. A zombie here. Zombie. Resistance is 1 and armor is 0. It's the same result. The melee is 2. So it's the same result. Anyway, resistance is 1. So we do 2 damage to the zombie. So, whew, that's good. We didn't, not a huge difference. So we have 2 damage on the zombie here. And movement. Do we want to move away from this zombie? Moving away, does it trigger any opportunity attack? Like in D&D? Models have 2 speed values. So I can move away from enemies without any repercussions. That's weird. We can move away up to 6 inches. Movement is 6 inches. I'm going to move. So this is difficult terrain. So I'm going to move around that. I'm going to move 3. I still have 3 movement left. There we go. Well, it's the same, but yeah. Right. Okay. So that is our turn. Both of them, Barbarian and Ranger. Let's go to the events phase. I hope there's no unexpected event here. Okay, no unexpected event. So I'm going to control this guy, this skeleton. I can see. Oh, we cannot see the villager. Can it? Well, it can see the base. So it can see. Yeah, it can see the base. So it's going to be the target. But it has to move around the terrain. 6. Anyway, it's going to run. So 6 and how many movement? Additional movement. 6 and 6, it's 12. So it's going to be for sure adjacent to this guy here. It's adjacent. So it's going to attack this civilian, Alfred the Counselor. The attack of the skeleton warrior is, I mean, the melee attack is 2 and the civilian is 1, so that is double. So it's only simple. It only needs 8 plus to hit, and I hope it doesn't do a critical attack. So let's do that now. Come on. So 5. It's a fail. It's a critical fail, but let's see. It's a 5 plus 2. That's 7. It failed, luckily. And it's a critical fail. It's not a critical fail because we don't have to roll the critical die for the monster. And I just read this one. A hero gains focus condition whenever they critically fail. So let's go to the focus condition. A focused hero may remove advantage on a single test or until the hero passes a test. Ah, I was going to add a focus marker on the ranger, but he already passed the action here on the test, so it's automatically removed. So let's go back to where we were. This guy failed the attack on this civilian. Luckily, so that's it. This civilian survived, and we have one more. He can see the ranger, our ranger. So he will move 6 spaces plus 4, so that's 10. He will move 10 inches. So 8.5, we have 1.5 left. So 1.5. Whoa, what? Dude, come on. Anyway, you know what? It just goes here. That's it. Okay. It didn't hit me. I mean, it didn't reach me, but it moved. Then we do the spawning. Now, spawning, we have to roll 1d6 for each of these to go to the roll 1d6 for each minion in the reserve. For each roll that equals or beats its spawn value. But if they're not in the reserve, they are in the graveyard right now. So, oh wait. So this should be in reserve here, not in play. Reserve, and then this one is graveyard, right? So this one died. First is in the reserve. So Banshee, the spawn point of the Banshee is where's the spawn value? Oh, 6 plus. Alright, 6 plus. I only have to roll d6. Yeah, 1d6. So I have to roll a 6. Okay, 5. That's not it. So it did not spawn. The Banshee did not spawn. It stays in the reserve. Now let's go for the skeleton in the graveyard. If it goes to the reserve, spawn is 5 plus. So let's see. 5. It goes to the reserve. So it will spawn later on, or it has a chance to spawn on the board later in the later round. So that ends our round 2. Let's go to the round 3. Alright, so I guess that is enough for you to get to know the how the game plays, even though it's tabletop simulator. I'm going to continue this game, but I'm not sure if I'm going to record it and upload it. But yeah, I hope this helps you get the feel of the game, and it's really fun to play it on tabletop simulator. But for sure, it's going to be better on an actual table and having the fantasy series miniatures. The one thing good in tabletop simulator though is that when the darkness comes, because after the round 7, darkness will come and the sun sets, and you can set the lighting down here like that, so it's really dark. And as you can see, though it may be hard to play, but as you can see here in my um, which one is the Ranger has a eternal lantern. So I don't know if I can download a lantern and attach it to my character here, because you can just find it. um you can, it's gonna be very thematic. Let's see this one. This is big. There we go. It's big. But let's say he has this um he has this lantern, for example. It's going to be thematic, very thematic. So yeah, I can't wait to play it until the darkness falls so that I can use this lantern, or I'm just gonna find a better lantern. So yeah, that's one thing good in tabletop simulator. Also, I'm planning when the darkness comes, and I have it here. I downloaded it. So yeah, very nice. So that's it. This is the board game hero. Thank you for watching my lasting tales demo playtest, personal playtest, so that I can decide if I want it or not. And I think I really want it because the system is very simple. 2D 2d6s. The rules are easy to follow. You just have to print the reference sheets here so that you don't have to go through the rule book over and over. And it's already part of the campaign. They already have an add-on for the reference cards, for the monsters and the hero ability. So that is really good. And yeah, I can't wait to continue playing this. Alright, so this is a Board Game Hero. Thank you for watching. See you again next time.